In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll find out about Falmouth High School's latest playoff team, see the preparations taking place for a treasured Falmouth Holiday Classic, and attend a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a special nonprofit at their new location in Teaticket. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. Falmouth health agent Scott McGann reported that the positivity rate of COVID-19 tests in Falmouth has remained fairly stable during the past month. Vaccine eligibility has now expanded to everyone 5 years of age or older, and boosters are available for all 3 vaccines. With the continued virus transmission throughout the Cape and the Commonwealth, residents are encouraged to get vaccinated if they're not already and get their booster shots when eligible to do so. You can view Scott McGann's weekly video briefings on FCTV, Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
In the last Select Board meeting, members heard a report from Finance Director Jennifer Mullen and the Special Counsel on the process of the 2 Falmouth wind turbines disposal or removal. The report cited issuing plans for a request for proposal by mid to late December. The report also noted the procurement process being slowed by lack of state precedents on moving or dismantling of wind turbines.
So when power would come in for the turbine, if extra power was put into the grid, it would meter it going both ways. There are different transformers and lines that were put in for that. Now that the turbines are going to be removed, things need to be cut and capped in a particular way. And also the transformers and some of the main feeds into the wastewater treatment plant will need to be dealt with and upgraded to new standards. So when we met with the wastewater super, we determined that the best way to do that would be through the upgrades to the wastewater treatment plant, so these projects could go forward kind of separately. So the goal is to remove the turbines and then separately deal with any upgrades that are necessary, so hopefully Eversource can take back control and responsibility and maintenance of those major lines coming in.
Select Board Chair and member of the Assembly of Delegates Doug Brown brought up an issue concerning criticism and funding of the Cape Cod Municipal Police Academy. Mr. Brown detailed some of the points made by the Assembly to the Board and asked to discuss possible funding sources for such a crucial organization for Cape Cod.
And that's not really sustainable, having volunteers do the training. So now they've got the full complement of training staff, and they're realizing that it's not exactly sustainable, and there are concerns among Assembly members that they can't fund something that's not sustainable, because the county government is actually akin to a small town. The revenues are very limited. I mean, they have high revenues now because the real estate market is so high, because their income is all from the registry of deeds, from property transactions. So there's been some concern about the sustainability of it from Assembly members.
Also on the Board's agenda was to discuss and vote on fee recommendations for the upcoming year. Among those were beach parking lot fees for motorcycles. The proposed change had to do with the use of parking spots for 1 or multiple motorcycles per spot. Acting Beach Superintendent Maggie Clayton explained the situation to the Board.
Maggie Clayton, Acting Beach Superintendent for the town. The motorcycle proposal was brought forth by our beach committee in discussion that current practice is motorcycles are let in without a sticker because they are placed in a space that is not a legal space, as that can be cumbersome when there are not staffed hours, and as there are motorcycles that are built wide enough or large enough to be comparative to a vehicle if we were to take on this fee, then it would be one motorcycle or motor vehicle per legal parking space in the parking lot.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. It's now time for our monthly calendar segment. The Falmouth Police Department is holding its annual Stuff a Cruiser event on Saturday, December 4th and December 12th. The department is collecting new, unwrapped toys, gift cards, no cash, and other items suitable for gifting to families. Donations will benefit the Cape Cod branch of Toys for Tots and local families in need. The drives will be in front of Walmart from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Donations can also be dropped off at the Falmouth Police Department, 750 Main Street, anytime until December 11th. On Saturday, December 11th and Sunday, December 12th, In the Stillness will be performed at the First Congregational Church with special guest conductor Dr. Andrew Welch. For more information, visit their website at falmouthchorale.org. Falmouth Theatre Guild presents the best Christmas pageant ever from December 3rd to December 12th. In this hilarious Christmas classic, a couple struggling to put on a church Christmas pageant is faced with casting the Herdman Kids, probably the most inventively awful kids in history. You won't believe the mayhem and the fun. Visit falmouththeatreguild.org for more information. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll make a stop at an event at Highfield Hall and Gardens for a special anniversary celebration. Stay with us.
We have an unusual request. Close your eyes and try to imagine being outside for days last winter without a wallet or a working phone. You're a bone-chilling cold. You wonder where you will wash. Use a toilet or get your next meal. How will you get to work, address your health issues, or fill out an online application? You have just envisioned the life of someone experiencing homelessness in Falmouth. It is a lonely and often a hopeless place to be. Belonging to Each Other just finished its 6th season, providing cold weather housing and supportive services to Falmouth individuals. We welcomed 18 men and women to our residential program. They felt safe in the midst of a pandemic. We provided simple things: a house with heat, a bed, a place to shower, a working phone and computer, and someone to guide them to stable housing. Over 6 seasons, we housed 157 people. Roughly 85% went to stable housing by the end of each season. All this was possible because of the generosity and loving kindness of the Falmouth community and our volunteers. It's amazing to see people evolve. They gradually move from beat up and defeated to encouraged, hopeful, and grateful. These are some of their own words. I originally was just happy to have a safe place, but it was a lot more than that. With a lot of help from my caseworker, I was able to save money and start to rebuild my credit, which is something I struggled with. I now can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This program allows me to have a fresh start away from an abusive relationship. The volunteers are wonderful. I'm grateful for stable housing so that I can get a job. Computer allows me to do my classes and my Zoom counseling. It just feels nice to feel like a regular person again. So now our thoughts turn to our 7th season. Success depends on the housing we rent, the volunteers who commit, and available funding. If you're interested in knowing more about us, contact us as shown on your screen. So thank you, Falmouth, for all you did for our neighbors experiencing homelessness. Truly, we do belong to each other.
Welcome back. Holidays at Highfield has been a beloved seasonal tradition throughout the years, and this year is no exception. Although the existing COVID-19 safety and health protocols will be in place, Highfield will offer the public an outdoor and indoor holiday-themed experience to remember. Let's take a look.
Hello, thank you for joining us today at Highfield Hall and Gardens. My name is Tara Burke, where we are preparing for our 15th annual Holidays at Highfield. The theme this year is Season of Joy, where Rita Pacheco has throughout the house created joyful experiences for everyone to enjoy. I am currently standing in Share the Joy, which is a dining room where you are typically sharing your joyful experiences with family and friends this season.
As you enter Highfield for the holidays, you'll come into our great hall, which is Spark Joy, where we want to ignite a passion in you to discover new ideas and creativity for you to decorate for the holidays and enjoy this season. Among the other 8 spaces that are decorated in the Season of Joy are the billiard room, which is a craft room for adults and children alike, create joy, and a late 19th century bedroom that we've recreated on the first floor that was once Emily Beebe's bedroom, depicting comfort and joy.
I'm currently standing in the conservatory titled Nature's Joy, which in post-colonial times, most homes would have a room such as this, where they would gather to play games with family and friends and enjoy each other's company.
I'm standing in the music nook, which is entitled Joyful Noise. And for those of you familiar with the Beebes, who were the original owners of the house, know that the Beebes filled the house with music when they were here. And it's something that we continue to do throughout the year at Highfield, with the exception of last year when we did not have any music in the house and it was very quiet. So we're so happy this year to be able to bring back joyful noise and fill the house with wonderful music and laughter. This is our little French village cafe where people can gather and share a cup of coffee and stories or a glass of wine and remember to savor the joys of this holiday season. I'm standing in our interpretation of the joy of giving, and while many of us may love to receive presents, especially little ones, this time of year, I think more of us experience joy in giving to others and helping others. And that couldn't be more true of Highfield. Highfield exists today because of the generosity of our community and the joy that you felt through giving to us, and we couldn't thank you enough for your support.
Go to highfieldhallandgardens.org for more information. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. The Falmouth Arts Center is holding their annual holiday market and gift gallery. The market features art from more than 100 artists all across the Cape. To learn more, we spoke with Executive Director Laura Reckford about what makes this event so special.
Okay, I'm Laura Reckford, Executive Director of the Falmouth Arts Center. Well, this is the Falmouth Arts Center's annual holiday market and gift gallery, and we do have this every year. It's a favorite of the community. It goes for 5 weeks. It's probably the only holiday market in the region that goes for 5 weeks. We go all the way to Christmas Eve, December 24th. We're open every day. We have 110 artists and crafters participating this year, and that's 40 more than last year. So I feel like we're really continuing to grow. Our opening day was a couple of days ago, and we had the biggest day ever in the history of the market. So I feel like the community knows about us, that last year, the fact that we did hold the market has made us a destination for people, and certainly for the artists and crafters, they really appreciate that we're here, because last year, where we had a terrific year, everyone does well. When the market does well, not only does it support the Arts Center, but it supports dozens and dozens of local artists. We're a local nonprofit, and this not only supports the Falmouth Arts Center with our mission devoted to the visual arts, exhibition and education opportunities for all in the arts, but it also supports our local artists and crafters, and that's what part of our mission as well. Well, for the season, this is really the main thing we're having. We do have a partnership with the Falmouth School Department, where we are having clay pots that are made by 7th graders in the Falmouth Public Schools. We are going to have those clay pots made by 7th grade art students put up around the Art Center so people can come see those outside. And in addition, we have a Zoom event connected with that where we've suggested a number of books that people can read about the Diwali and other Hindu customs, and it will be a Zoom event on Thursday, December 9th at 4 o'clock for free. And we'll be talking about Diwali and other Hindu customs during that event. I think that people are really enjoying the market this year. It's really a tribute to our staff and volunteers who put this together every year. It really takes weeks of preparation, the decorations and everything. And so my hat's off really to the staff and the volunteers who help us put this together.
The Holiday Market and Gift Gallery will be open until December 24th. Thanks to Alan Russell for that story. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll stop by the grand opening of Wellstrong's brand new facility in Teaticket. Stay with us.
My name is Tracy Crago, and it is my pleasure to oversee the nonprofit organization Falmouth Volunteers in Public Schools, or Falmouth VIPS. While this year may have looked like no other in the 40 years since we have been placing volunteers in our public schools, one thing remains unchanged: volunteers matter. VIPS volunteer mentors, tutors, and academic coaches learn new skills and utilize technology to maintain important relationships with students. They participated in Zoom meetings and technology trainings to learn how to deliver their expertise, support, encouragement, and advice to students. Requests for volunteer tutors reached an all-time high. Looking ahead, tutors will continue to play a vital role in helping our students. The pandemic affected all of us, but for students, the effects of COVID have had significant impacts on their educational experience. If you are interested in becoming a volunteer tutor, we would love to hear from you. Whatever your subject or interest area might be, we can match you with a student who could benefit from your help. Tutoring sessions can be done remotely or in some cases in person. Remember, volunteers make a difference. Please consider what you can do to help a student by contacting Falmouth VIPS today. Thank you.
Welcome back. Wellstrong, a local nonprofit focused on creating safe and supportive communities for those in recovery from substance abuse through fitness, recently held a grand reopening celebration at their new facility on Teaticket Highway, and FCTV was there to capture all the excitement.
All right. Hi, I'm Danielle Alexandrov, the Executive Director at Wellstrong here in Falmouth. So today we are having a grand reopening. About a few months ago, we moved to a new location, bigger, better, upgraded location for us, for the community. So when we moved to the space, we gained about 1,300 square feet. What was really important to us is to have a community space. So that when you first walk into Wellstrong here, it's welcoming. There's coffee, tables, chairs, a place for people to interact with each other in recovery. You don't always have to come in and work out. We really just want you to come in and feel a part of. So we have locker rooms, showers, and then when you move into the second part of our location, we have complete gym equipment from treadmills, ellipticals, weight machines, boxing. And then as you keep moving through our studio, you come to the yoga. We have a yoga studio where we offer all different styles of yoga classes, as well as kickboxing, pound, fitness, meditations daily. And we're always open to growing the classes that we offer. We've had great support from this move with the town, as well as donors and new supporters and new members. We're always looking for new members to come in and join us here. It's such a positive place to be. If you want more information, you can look at www.wellstrong.org and or pop in here at 180 Teaticket Highway in East Falmouth and come say hi.
Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. Falmouth High School's varsity field hockey team entered the postseason playoffs as the number 4 seed with an impressive 7-1-2 record. Here's more about that MIAA matchup for the varsity girls squad.
In the first round of the Division II playoffs, FHS field hockey took on 31st-seeded Mansfield at home. After a scoreless first half and going into the second, senior Nevaeh Melton finally broke the stalemate with a goal early in the third quarter. She added a second for insurance late in the fourth to move the Clipper girls into the second round of playoffs with the shutout. Moving on to round 2 against number 7 seed Reading High School, Nevaeh Melton continued her postseason streak by scoring on a weak side tip off a cross by junior Katie Shanahan just 90 seconds into the game. 4 minutes later, sophomore Avery Johnson made it a 2-0 game off a penalty corner and a backhanded hard shot past RHS goalie Miles Lakin. Those 2 goals made the difference as the Clipper girls finished the evening at 2-0. Moving on to round 3 in the division final 4, field hockey was going up number 2 seeded Westwood. Avery Johnson opened things up at 11:53 in the first with an unassisted hard shot from the top of the circle after a deke. Westwood tied it back up at 1 late into the third, but Katie Shanahan answered right back to make it 2-1 going into the fourth quarter. Westwood tied it back up at 2 minutes into the fourth, where it stayed thanks to some strong goaltending by Kaylee Waggett. The game went to a 7-7 sudden death round with a Falmouth penalty in the first overtime, which stayed scoreless. The Wolverines pushed hard to score in the second round overtime, unfortunately ending in a 3-2 loss to end field hockey's postseason play.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that story. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from around Falmouth. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.